Hey, what's going on? I am the introverted, perverted youngin from out the BX dungeon, J-Steed, and he is.
Mr. Every Night, problem.
And this is Rat Pack Media. Got to keep up, Mr. Every Night. Got to keep up. So we got a special show tonight. We are doing part two to the Every Night. Do you remember the topic?
I believe so. I mean, should somebody's yeah, I'm stuck.
Okay, so do the actions of one significant other or behavior, does it drive the other to cheat? Make sense? All right, so like I said, this is part two to that show. We already recorded part one with just Every Night and myself. So now we got something a little special, a little different dynamic this time out. We got some guests. I'll leave the guests to introduce themselves because I don't want to assume names because people like to change their names to protect their identities and their loved ones. So let's start with the newbie, the one we don't know. Please state your name.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Can you hear me?
Hear
Yeah,
you loud
yeah.
and clear.
Good. Thank you for having me. Well, it's not a
Thank you for being have.
synonym, but appreciate it. I go by L. I'm the one and only natural lady boss L Boogie. So I just go by that. A lot of people know that's what I go by. It's not like I'm hiding from anybody, things like that. I'm a business owner. I'm a single mom. I'm a
Hey,
full-time employee, and I'm here for it.
hey, laid out the full profile. All right, so I guess we don't need much of an introduction for the next person, but go ahead, introduce yourself anyway.
Wow, so much love.
Well, because you're a
Hey,
repeat.
y'all. Yes, this is Chrissy. I am back for part two of the foolery. Last time I was in here with these two, and I felt like it was a threesome with no lube, so I had to come with backup this time.
Hey, getting off. Well, I would say getting off to a rough start, but you brought the lube, so here we go. All right, so as I said at the top of the show, the topic is pretty much can your significant other's behavior drive you to cheat? Now, as I was very transparent on the last show, I had to come clean, and I can say that I have. I've dealt with someone who had childlike behavior, and it did drive me to step out. But at that point, mentally, I was no longer invested in that relationship. Like I just wanted out. I wanted away. I needed to seek comfort elsewhere. And I do admit I was weak and very ignorant at the time. I was much younger. So I've learned from my mistakes and I've moved on. Now, I would like to know about you ladies. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Have you ever done this? And let's just keep it real. Remember, your identity is safe here. This is a safe place.
So go on, newbie. You can start it off.
Oh, yes,
uh,
yes.
sure, no problem. Yes, I have. The actions of an ex has drawn me to go do my own thing, but
Okay,
it
was
took
something
time to
recent?
build up to that.
Was this
It
recent?
wasn't just like it was just he cheated or he just was treating bad, and then I was like giving chance after chance after chance after chance, and then that old Capricorn in me was like, all right, I've had enough. It's time to do me. It's time to bring out El Boogie.
Mm. Okay, so what? First off, was this recent or no?
No, it's not recent.
Just I'm just being
This
nosy.
is old. This is an old relationship.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
No, this is an old relationship. I've been single for a while, so
all right. So what was the your significant other's behavior like? Like, give us some details, some stories. Like, what's up?
well, what he was doing, first of all, it was um missing in action. He was a lot of times MIA. You text, you call, don't know where he at. Now my birthday is New Year's Eve. So of any time, you should be with your woman on her birthday, especially New Year's Eve. I shouldn't be hearing from you 2 days later and you talk about, oh, I didn't have no reception from where I was at. Pause. Let me find out that you got a cheap phone. I don't think so because you got Samsung. So, all right. So it's like, okay, you get it on, keep going, keep going. So then it's like, you start noticing little things. Like I said, he's not answering the calls when he's out. He'll introduce me as a friend to certain people, and to other people it's like, this my lady. That is like, okay, that's it, now it's time for me to bring out the attack. So it's like you have the conversation of what's going on, and he's like, no, I'm just going through some things, how some of y'all guys say, I'm just going through a couple of things right now. So what does that have to do with treating me bad if I'm the one that's been holding you down?
Mm.
So it's like, okay, I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on it. You ain't work on it, so I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on somebody else, and that's what I did.
But wait, did you cheat or did you break it off and then move on?
No, I cheated. I straight up cheated. Straight up, it wasn't broken off. We didn't break off literally till months later. And then I even asked him then, I was like, do you still want to finish this relationship? And he was like, no, I want to work on my career. So not only was you cheating, because I did find out he was cheating with other people, not only was you neglecting me, now you more concerned about your career than me. Not a problem.
Okay.
So were you how did you find out like he was just disappearing on you? Like how did that feel?
How did I find out he was disappearing on me? Like I said, um I would call,
I
he
mean,
wouldn't
without you being
answer.
there, duh.
When I call,
But
he
I mean,
wouldn't be
I
there.
think
But if we,
I think every night you try
yeah,
to clean it up is ask how did you feel when he was disappearing on you?
at first I was like, okay, because I know how sometimes me and him are not similar, but I've known him for a long time. So I know that there's times he was going through a lot with his family. So he just needs to break. But he would always text me or call me and say, hey, I'm not going incognito, but you might not be able to get me. I'm in the studio. And then after a while, it was just like, you're always in the studio and you're never at home. Okay, and it's like it keeps going on and on and on and on, and it's but so much that you can do. And I'm like, do you really want me to get on my bull? And it's like,
So
no, 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 no.
so
Were you
pretty much you were dating a rapper.
No, he wasn't a rapper. He's actually a DJ.
Okay.
were you guys living together though?
Say that again.
Were you guys living together?
No, we wasn't living together, but he always was at my house. I was always at his. But no, we wasn't living together. Like I could go to his house. I actually had keys to his house, so but we wasn't living together. No.
So let me ask, just going back into your story, do you think you afforded him the luxury of having a selective situation as to where he was introducing you as a friend sometimes and then your girl with other people?
What you mean by that?
Well, do you think that you gave him the space to feel that way and then you created a space of comfort to where he started disappearing and doing his own thing? I'm just asking.
Yes and
I'm
no.
actually playing devil's
No,
advocate right now because I want to see if you feel like maybe it was your fault that he started doing this.
no. At one point, yeah. At one point, I did think it was my fault because I was always asking, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we go out? Why don't we just do things together? And it was always false promises. It was like, okay, we'll just go out to dinner, and it always fell through after a while. And it was like, okay, so maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm putting too much pressure on him to be around him. All right,
Mm.
so I'll back off a little bit. So then it's like, okay, I'm backing off a little bit, but you're still pushing away. And we've had to talk about this. Like I've talked to him maybe about 2 years ago. We actually had a conversation and sat down because this happened maybe 5 years ago. Before that, we actually sat down and I had to ask him. I was like, yo, so was it something I did? And he was like, no, you're a great woman, like you had my back, you're loyal. It's just that i wasn't I wasn't grown enough for you. And I was like, I'm still not, that's not an answer, but it's just like, you not grown enough for me, dude. Like you're in your 40s right now. How much more grown do you have to get? But I respect the fact that he did apologize, and he was like, he knows that I'm a strong woman. He knows that, just because I might be an independent woman, that doesn't mean that I have to depend on a man. I just want somebody that's going to be there for me, and I could do the same for him. But he couldn't be that person because he still had people all in his ear. He had family in his ear. Then, of course, you got the females doing in his ear and doing everything else on him. So it's like he got caught up in the whole mix. And it was just like, I left a good girl at home, so now the good girl's going bad. And he's like, I don't want that. I don't want you to be that bad girl. I was like, then you should have treated me like I deserve.
Okay. All right. So let me ask the person you stepped out on, or stepped out with, rather. Did that person know that you had a boyfriend?
Yeah, I don't keep no secrets.
See, here's the
If I have a
thing,
man, I
though.
have a man. If I don't, I
Right.
don't.
See, but now here's the whole thing, though. We have to acknowledge the fact that there are a lot of people in today's day and age that are okay and accept being the side piece. Truthfully, if you are coming at somebody 100% honest and say, "Look, this is my situation, but
Right.
this is what I can offer you," it's not a problem.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
it's just when you lie about it, that's when you get, you fuck up the game.
Mm, okay.
Exactly. And I'm always going to be truthful about it. Yes, there's some things you're not going to say everything about, but when it comes to me being in a relationship, I'm going to let you know if I'm in one, I'm in one. If I'm not, I'm not. And I would hope that that person would give me the same respect. But when you try to do me dirty, I'm going to have to bring the Brooklyn out and show you what I can do.
Oh damn.
My thing is, if you feel that way, not why not just walk away?
Because I loved him. Plain and
Ah,
simple. I loved him.
okay.
And I've known him, well, right now I've known him about 18 years. So that time it was about, I'm gonna say I had known him 13 years. So it was a lot of love in that. We hadn't dated that whole time, but I had known him 13 years. We had dated out of that 13, we dated 6 years. So it was a lot of
And
love there. And I put up with a lot. Like I kept putting up, kept putting up
and
to
that's
the
mad
point where it's
years.
like,
Word.
exactly. So it's to the point where do I keep beating myself in the head like I'm stupid, McGraw, or do I just finally step up and be like, you know what, Elle, you deserve better. Don't have to worry about nobody else telling you that you deserve better. You deserve better right now. Now, do you want to figure out if you want to be with this man or you want to play the field? I was playing the field at the time to see what else was out there. I was just having fun, wasn't looking to start another relationship, but I had fun and it was able for me to get out my aggressions at time, because I wasn't getting what I was supposed to be getting. So I had to
Gotcha.
get it elsewhere. But, looking back on it, would I have done different and just broke up completely? Yeah, definitely. I would have.
No,
But
see, you petty. You would still do that at least for a month. You petty. Stop the lies.
okay, just a little bit. Just a little bit. I would have did it for like 2 months. Yeah.
See,
Gotcha. Let me ask you real quick. So since you had that much time with the first guy, right? Y'all was fucking raw, wasn't y'all?
Of course. The second guy, nah, I don't play that.
Alright.
Second guy, I don't play that. But once I realized that with that guy that it was starting to dip off. Nah, it's time to wrap up, my dude. When we did, and after a while, it was just no sex. And there's no way you gonna tell
Alright.
me that you not hitting this and telling me it's good, but you out
So
someplace else.
so
Get
let
out
me
my
ask.
face.
So since you made him put the rubber on after having raw sex for as long as you was, that didn't ring off to him that you may know something?
Some men are stupid.
Oh,
Duh.
oh,
some y'all don't care.
oh, oh.
That too. It's like,
I
oh, okay,
mean,
like, all right, she helping me out. So, all right, she don't know nothing. Da, da, da. No, that wasn't even a thought in his head. I promise you it wasn't even a thought.
So by the time you started doing that, you was already cheating, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't even think like, oh, fuck, I gotta wear a rubber for.
Nope. because he thought he had the upper hand. A lot of people, sorry to say, y'all men, y'all really think y'all smarter than women. No, you're not smarter than the average bear. No, I'm sorry. Like we kind of we kind of got it. Not all women, not all men. So I won't put everybody in that same category.
Uh,
But this little bear right
Speak your
here,
mind.
mm-mm.
Speak your mind. But before we
This
move
little bear
on,
right here, mm-mm.
I just want to do a drink check and just make sure everybody got something. And I want to see what you got in your cups every night. What you got?
I got that whiskey, Tullamore Dew, straight. My ice done melted, waiting for these.
uh,
L. What you got? I know you gotta have a drink.
well, let yeah, I
She's
got
my
something.
bartender. She always got a drink.
I'm
All
just
right.
saying.
So in here is a mixture of puncheon, which is Trinidadian rum with some
Okay.
apple juice. So I'm
Mm-mm,
hardcore up in here.
All
mm-mm.
right, Chrissy.
I have my Casamigos tequila and some lemonade.
Uh, uh.
I got that sitting next to me too, boo.
All
Mm.
right. Well, I'm drinking my usual Captain Morgan and ginger ale. So let's toast it up real quick and take a sip. So for our listeners at home, please like, share, subscribe, join the tribe. It only helps the show grow. All right, so let's pick this back up. So Miss Chrissy, I
Yes.
know you got a bag of tricks just waiting to unleash on us. So please do share your
Mhm.
story. Yeah, you share your
Okay,
story.
so
And please,
as far
please
as your,
be as detail oriented as possible.
as I'm always, um, first off, Elle touched on something that I have to kind of piggyback on. If you have a good woman at home and you are leaving that time and space for her to do something else, you're fucked up. Period. Point blank.
Why we can't make that statement gender neutral though?
Why we gotta be gender neutral now?
I mean, good men exist too, right? No.
True, but I'm just talking about the bad ones right now. You're
Oh.
asking if my spouse can do something that's gonna make me cheat, leaving me feeling unwanted,
Mm,
undesired. You're giving me way too much time and attention to entertain, all the dudes in my inbox and DM.
okay.
At the end of the day, I'm sorry. And yes, I understand there are good men out there, but I have to say, for every good man, he at least got five grimy friends because your friends be trying to holler out on the low.
Brr.
Every night, stop to get out her DMs, B.
So,
Good night.
it's just a lot of different things. Women are more emotional
Mhm.
than men are. So when
Definitely.
there's that disconnect because there's something missing, we're gonna go somewhere else. But I do have to say, with the times changing, more females are kind of adopting this male personality in regards to dating, and they're just like, you know what? I think he's doing him, so I'm just gonna do me. Fuck it. It's happening a lot.
I mean,
Yeah.
what
Especially
what
if,
if what if said man isn't doing him? What if he just has priorities that keeps him away from you?
if he has priorities that's keeping him away and he's communicating it, that's not a problem.
But
But
how
the
could you
biggest
tell
issue
it's not a
is the
lie or not?
communication. Well, of course, we watch your behaviors. We like the FBI. We watch everything you do. We watch how you pick up your clothes in the room, how you
FBI
sleep,
sound like
how
a
you act with
stalker.
your phone, all of that.
He sound
Ooh,
like a
Lord, yes,
stalker.
Lord. Watch it all. Ain't nobody better than a woman on a mission to find her information. The CIA ain't got nothing on us. Like we can find any and everything. I got, man, listen, I will go through apps to find where you at. If I want to get that rugged, it's different apps I can search to see who you with, who you been with, who you gonna be with. I could do all of that, but I shouldn't have to do that if you taking care of home like you should be taking care of home.
Or putting a leg drop on it.
I see. I see. So sounds like you ladies kind of should have a job switch or some shit, career switch. like detectives or some shit. Like, what the fuck? So I hope
Yeah.
everybody at home listening is taking notes because a lot of guys we don't think about that type of stuff, but at the same time, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of good dudes out there. Sometimes we get busy, and it may sound like a lie. Sometimes things sound a little bit far fetched. You might fuck around and make a mistake on a good guy. I'm just putting that out there.
No, and I definitely understand that, but like you said, there are a lot of good guys out there, but when you change your behaviors without the communication as to why you're changing your behaviors, that's when that's when the antennas
What
go
the
up and the
fuck?
CIA comes
What are
out.
you, Frasier, right
Beep,
now?
beep, 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 beep,
You
beep.
goddamn therapist. I gotta stop and tell you all my feelings and emotions. Men
It's
are
not
not
about telling me your
emotional,
feelings. No, okay. Let's
but
just talk
you
about
just
something
said if
real
something
simple though.
changes.
No, it's just in
Go ahead,
regards to
go
your
ahead,
behavior.
go
So
ahead. Show
so
me, show me.
if we're typically, you come home, we have dinner together, we have some sort of conversation, you have no problem checking your phone in front of me, I have no problem checking my phone in front of you, and then all of a sudden, oh, I got a phone call, I got to go in the bathroom. Oh, I have to make sure my phone's always face down. Oh, nah, I got to come in late. I'm doing something after work. Really?
Well, see,
Okay.
all right.
You're always going to the bar.
Woo, Lord.
When you start doing those little behaviors on it, the first couple of times we may let you slide, but then when it becomes a consistent thing, yeah, now we're gonna be looking at
Exactly.
you sideways.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
That's it right there.
let's go back to the phone situation because you see, the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, I have a lot going on in my phone, so I don't usually like to open up my phone in front of anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I have conversations with some of my homies, and sometimes they say certain things, and it's not like I could let that out the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want
Mm-hmm.
her eyes to fall on certain conversations, and then certain thoughts and feelings are then projected onto my friend. Like, oh, he's like that. Like, nah, you don't need to be known about that. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I always had the I want to say a habit of always putting my phone face down, and the reason for that is when I'm working, it's a distraction. So when my phone is going off and it's lighting up, it makes me look. It makes me look. I have this thing with me, like my eyes. I just have to look at everything that's moving and twinkling or whatever. So I personally, that's personally my reason. I can't speak for every man
Mm-hmm.
out there. Maybe every night can attest to some of these things. I don't know every night. What about you?
Well,
We
you right,
know he lied already, so we ain't even talk about every night right now.
Yo,
right
that's Mr. Eternity right there. Show some
because
respect.
because we do send each other a lot of stuff that shouldn't be seen by anybody else.
Right.
I don't know who's he's around. Could be a kid, and they shouldn't see that.
Exactly.
Okay, but see, I respect that if that's what you've always been doing. But if you had no problem sitting next to me, I'm on one end of the couch, you on the other end, we both on our phones, we both looking at shit, watching videos, laughing, hee hee ho hoing, and then 2 weeks later, okay, your phone has to be face down. The only way you feel it vibrating because prior your shit was on loud, but now all of a sudden it's on vibrate. Now you got to pick it up and go to another room or go out the house or go to the bathroom in order to be on your phone. That's going to make you look suspicious because you changed your behavior.
Sounds like
Well,
you
my
ran
phone
around
is
with a lot
always
of
on
sus
vibrate. If
dudes.
it's on ring, that's strange.
Now
so
I
so
actually did something. I was dating this guy, and me and his cousin was cool. I used to play
mm,
basketball, so I played basketball with all of them. Now, no, not me. I played basketball, so I was talking to his cousin. He was like, "Yo, where you been at? I haven't seen you." I was like, "Yo, your friend. I haven't heard from your friend in a while." He was like, "Yeah, I was just wondering because I just asked him where he was." I said, "All right, check this." I was like, "Stay on the line. I'm gonna call him. You tell me what he says." He was like, "All right." So I called him. He didn't answer, but I heard him on speakerphone because the guy had me on speakerphone, and he was like, "Yo, son." He answered. He looked at the phone, put it away. So he asked him. He was like, "Yo, son, who was that?" He was like, "Oh no, that was just my dog."
Yo, who?
You what?
Yeah, he was like that. That was just my dog. I was like,
And you did karate chop him in the throat?
you know. Woo, baby, karate chop was an understatement. And
Mm-mm.
of course, he had to be from the Bronx. Hello.
Hey,
Whoa, whoa,
hey.
Mm.
whoa. What part of the Bronx? You can't even come at us like that.
um, what's that?
What
Soundview.
Not
Soundview?
Tremont. He was on Sedgwick,
Oh, they
over there
different.
on Sedgwick.
They're a
I
little.
don't I don't know the area. I just know the
Cedric. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
They a little wild over there. A little
Okay.
wild over there. A little wild. But so Chrissy,
Yes.
don't think that I missed the fact that you didn't share any stories with any details as I requested earlier. You kind of
I would
dodged that.
the penthouse version.
Exactly.
You know what? I was with somebody, and it, like I said, I understand sometimes people grow apart. It is what it is, but with this particular person, things were going very hot, very heavy, and literally it was like overnight, you know, I don't want to be touched. I don't want to have sex. I don't want to spend time. Oh, I'm going every night, after work, it became, I'm going to go hang out with my boys. I'm going to go to the bar. I'm walking into the house at 10, 11 o'clock at night talking about, hey, babe, what's up? I want to spend time when I'm knowing I have to be at work at 8 a.m. So it just got to the point where I was just like, yo, what's going on? Is there a problem? Nah, we good, we good. My boys are going through something. I was like, okay, so your boys are going through something that you got to be at the bar 4 to 5 nights a week? Like, that ain't it. Like, your boys are going to get your ass kicked. And I'm really one of those people that I'm going to ask you a question maybe two, three times. Is I really have a three strike you out rule. By the third time, all right, you're going to go ahead and do you, but I'm going to do me. But I'm going to do me a whole lot better than I do you. So when I step out, you're going to have to ask me specific questions for me to answer going forward. Don't be like, oh, are you cheating on me with this dude? I sure not. You asked about that dude. You didn't ask about the other dudes. You gotta get real specific
So what you're
after a certain
saying is
point.
if he would have asked a specific question on a certain guy, you would have been honest.
Yep.
Wow.
And I have been honest.
Handless.
Honesty is the best policy.
I've been honest and I've been laughed at because they didn't believe me.
Really?
Hmm.
That.
Must have been one of his homeboys. All
No, it wasn't. It was actually somebody he absolutely hated. So they were like enemies.
Mm.
Ooh.
Damn.
You get,
Whoa. So you smashing out the same circle? You wild.
hey, he was trying to smash within the circle. So fuck it.
God damn. Sound like the Black 90210. Y'all wildin'. Like
He asked, yo, are
shit.
you fucking with so and so? I said, sure am. And he was like, yeah, all right, whatever. And walked off. I
That's
told you. So you
This
can't be
sound like
mad.
a
I
whole
told you.
messy ass situation you had going on over
Bingo.
It
there.
wasn't messy because the other dude knew the
Shout out to
situation.
Els for providing sound effects. Fuck the post production. I ain't got to do shit. She did it.
In fact, shout out to the ladies for their hair looking nice and curly.
You know how we do. You know how we
Yeah,
do.
that's how every night gets you. That's how every night gets you.
If I'd have known we was doing that, I'd have put my hair in.
I'm
Oh Lord,
saying though, next time you
we
gotta,
got you next time.
you gotta tighten that up. Get
And
them
this,
curls popping.
and this, ladies, is this is how every night shows you how he got his name. Yes, yes. So,
What about you guys?
well,
Oh,
what
we
about
told our story.
Well, I told
Mm,
mines. I mean, well, every night. Why don't you
Oh, we told our
bring
story.
them up to speed?
Well, I was on the other end. I was cheated on for no reason.
For no reason?
no, there had to be a reason.
Mm.
It may not have been a valid reason to you, but there had to be a reason. So what
I,
was the reason she
I
gave?
too much.
I didn't hear you. What?
I work too much.
Okay. Now, in during the relationship, at any point in time, was she saying things to you like, "Babe, we don't spend any time together. Why are you working so much?"
Nope.
Blah blah blah.
Nope. None of
Oh,
that.
then she was doing you dirty all along, boo.
Exactly.
Yeah, you see my face like, yeah, yeah.
Damn,
If
bro.
she, I have to say this, and I really need to hone in on this. And L, you can co-sign with me on this. If your woman is not complaining about nothing, she don't give a fuck.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah, yep. Sign that on a dotted line. Yeah, she is happy go lucky fucking somebody else. Yes, yes, yes. She really is. She
Okay.
really,
I mean,
really
every
is.
night, got anything to say in your defense?
Oh, they're right. Most likely they're fucking right. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's probably the best answer to give at this moment.
Right.
But yeah, like I stated in the last episode that we did on this topic, I don't know if I got cheated on. I really don't. But you know what? I believe I did. I think I'm speaking out of context every night. If you remember, then again, we was kind of drunk when we did that show. So, um,
Maybe
nah,
not.
I did get cheated on. Now that I think about it, and it wasn't necessarily that I wasn't doing or handling business, so to say. She she was young, right? So I guess the changes that happened in our relationship was more so me maturing and trying to do adult type things like, save up money to get a car so we could do things and go places and not just be local all the time doing the same old stuff. She was like, "Oh, I'm bored. I want to go here. I want to do this." Well, I'm trying to save money. I want a car. Long story short, she ended up dealing with the brother of her best friend's boyfriend behind my back. Yeah. her best
Rewind.
her best
Right.
friend had a new
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
He started dealing with his brother.
Okay, so
Messy.
that's messy. Number one.
Right, very.
Number
Mm,
two, it sounds like she was just after your pockets.
Oh yeah, it was.
basically.
I'm building up to our breakup. So
Mm.
um I kind of had the feeling that something was going on because you kind of could tell because as you guys said, the attitude changes, things are a little different, right? So when she wanted, like she was trying to break it off rather, and at first I wasn't paying attention. Then I noticed at one point she was trying to hang out with this one dude who I know smashed, and I'm like, yo. Now she forgot that I knew that she smashed or homie smashed. So I asked her, I was like, yo, you ever fuck this dude? She tells me no, lied to me straight to my face. So, I call up my boy who knew about the situation and he confirmed to me what I already knew. So, I checked her on it, but my dumb ass being in love, I broke it off, but then I took her back, right? So let's fast forward like maybe I want to say 2, 3 weeks later, she gonna tell me she's not feeling the way things are going. She doesn't like the trajectory of our relationship. So I was like, "What do you mean?" So she tells me I don't help pay her phone bill. I don't put money in her pocket. I don't buy her Metro card so she can get back and forth to her job appointments interview, excuse me. And the
You
one
don't
that
claim her on your taxes either. But go on.
and then
Hello.
the one thing that killed me was then she tells me I ain't help her put no money on her father's books. So I'm like, wait a minute.
Girl, if you don't get your
Mm-mm.
feet and get the
Time out.
walking,
Time out.
get
What?
your feet and get the walking. Just bye. Bye, boo. Bye, bitch.
Yo, I never
Bye.
even met the
Mm-mm.
father. Like he was in jail longer than she and I have been together. So you mean to tell me you want me to put money on this man's books? I'm like, you wildin'. So the I guess the straw that broke the camel's back was when she was like she felt like she felt like uh she felt like her needs weren't being met. So I was like, fuck you, and I hung the phone up. Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
I'm like, hey, if you feel like you're better off elsewhere, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? So I already knew that she was already fucking with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I think my behavior sent her that way? No, she wanted to go that way anyway. You know what I'm saying? As Chrissy said, she was trying to get in my pockets, and when she realized that she couldn't, it was like, it was an effortless battle at that point. She just gave up. So I was like, whatever. But sad part of this, the sad ending to this story is the guy that she ended up dealing with, he dumped her, so then she started messing with one of his homeboys, messed around, got pregnant by him, and homeboy became abusive and started beating on her.
Unfortunately, that's karma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then
it is.
the fucked up part is, daddy got out of jail and he couldn't get a job, so guess who had to take care of him?
Hmm.
So it was like everything that she said I wasn't doing for her, she ended up having to do for other people, and she wasn't making much money when she finally got a job because I got somebody put money on that Metro card for her to get to those interviews. Wasn't me. So yeah, she on struggle street right now, but you know, and
Sorry
as a
for you.
saying, yeah, as the saying goes, don't save her because she don't want to be saved.
Word, she for the streets.
Exactly, she's for the streets, as every night said. She's for the streets. But now, my story, I want to say yes, I have been the cheater. You know, not something I like to openly admit to all the time, but I'm trying to be as transparent as I can for the audience. You know what I'm saying? I need to let them know that J-Steed is not a superwoman, not a superhuman. So anyway, as I said at the top of the show, I was dealing with a grown little girl. She pretty much was an adult, but yet so into social media, so into creating drama and all kinds of bullshit, fighting with me over nonsense, and at some point my dumbass actually started living with the girl. And I never knew what peace was when I came home. We always was arguing over some of the dumbest of things. Come to find out, she felt that the only way a man could really show his love for you if it's so yeah, I felt like she just always wanted to fight because she felt like that was the way that she could tell if a man really loved her. Now it's only but so much of that a dude is gonna deal with. So I kind of had to. I tried to get away from her as much as I possibly could, but it was hard. Right now, one day I was on the train going to work. You know, I work at a law firm, so I was dressed in my splendor. My waves was crazy at that point in time, and some chick, she just kept eyeing me every day. So one day she just comes up to me, talks to me, gave me a compliment. Now, mind you, I'm dealing with bullshit with this girl. So that compliment put me on cloud nine. Like it was like the best thing that ever happened. It made me feel so good. You know what I'm
Then
saying?
he put
So,
his tongue in her butt.
huh?
I said, then you put your tongue in her butt
That came
on
a
the
little
train.
later. That came not on
That
not
was
on
the
the
second
train.
date.
Not on the train. Not on the
On the
train.
train. He
That
was on
came
the
a later.
train.
That came a little later. But
This is all
so
pre-COVID, apparently.
oh, of course. This happened like long time ago, back when I was in my younger years. Let's call
About
it the
21
younger
hours ago.
years. You know what I'm saying? So boom, right? She invites me out. We go back to her place. We get it in, and from there on, I want to say there were quite a few rendezvous, and it just was like, yo, what am I doing with myself? So I eventually got out of that situation, and would I ever? Nah, I would never do that again. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was young, dumb, ignorant, and I felt it was the right thing to do at the time. But as an older man, nah, I wasn't. You know, I should have just had that conversation to say, hey, the situation isn't working. I'm not feeling it, and just dead it. You know.
So you ain't want to feel like a whore?
Uh, I mean, how does a man feel like a whore when he's always a whore, right?
Well, damn.
I'm just saying that's what y'all
At
think
least he
about us
admits it.
anyway.
Well, no, not all of you are whores,
I know I'm just fucking with
but in that situation though that you were dealing with, you know, it to me it just sounds like she possibly grew up in a very toxic, you know, situation where that's all she saw. All she saw was, potentially her mother having to fight with men in order to get attention. So that's all she knew. And that's what, unfortunately, she projected into her own relationships going forward.
Hmm.
Well, yeah,
You know,
that it might be a touch of truth to that, and a lot of it had to do with her ethnic background. She was from the Caribbean, so she automatically had this chip on her shoulder about American men, especially American black men. You know, she felt that they cheat, they step out, they have secret families, but we all know the stereotype with West Indian men, but for whatever reason, they kind of give them a pass. Don't ask me why, don't know. I mean, I am part West Indian, you know, I see it myself, but like I said, they give them
for
a
the audience, which part of you is West Indian? I'm not asking. I'm your sister, so we just
Good,
need to know which part.
good night.
the reason why I'm called J-Steed, baby.
Lord, Lord, Lord.
but but yet still, like I said, she was just she like everything she saw on TV, she tried to emulate. Like she felt that like you see the relationship between Al Bundy and Peg, where she was always treating him like shit, doing all kinds like she felt she needed to
Hmm.
recreate that dynamic because that's how things in this country went in her eyes. You know what I'm saying? I kept telling her like, yo, don't no man want to
She
come
was.
home to war when he has to go out there every day and go to work and deal with this, that, and the third. You know, if when you come home and I give you peace, but in return you give me war, that's not fair.
She was definitely young minded in that aspect
Right.
because you're not going to want, like you said, you're not going to want you out there warring in the streets to come home to war too. Somebody going to get thrown out the window. I tell you that much, and it won't be
God
me.
damn. God damn.
Right, but I will say here on Rat Pack Media, we do not condone domestic violence, but I do understand what you're saying. You know, because the views and opinions of L Boogie do not reflect that of Rat Pack
Right.
Media. Let's just keep that out there because I don't want any
Heard he's
potential
No,
sponsors.
I definitely
Us.
don't condone it, but sometimes
Yeah, that's sad.
sometimes, boy, some of y'all dudes out there, boy,
That's
that was a
boy.
devastating.
PSA. Don't cross El Boogie.
I see. I see.
Right,
Check
because
this
when she
out.
black out, y'all. Mm-mm.
Yeah, but check this out.
Black
Chrissy,
Every
eyes.
night,
no.
I getting black eyes.
every night, every night, every night. I'm gonna need you to take the reins for a quick little second
Oh
because
my god.
I got to go pee pee.
Oh, you gotta take
Oh,
him.
Lord have
Oh
mercy.
Jesus. A
Sharing is definitely
DDT.
not caring there.
Yeah, that was definitely capital T, capital M, capital I.
Oh man, Mr. Tinkles.
So while we're in this commercial break, let's talk about how you got this name, Mr. Every Night.
Yes, I was wondering that.
Hmm.
Just I do what I do every night.
And is that what?
And
Drink?
right.
Work?
And that would be
You gotta find out.
oh,
Hmm.
so we don't have loose lips. Okay, okay.
Word.
But see, Elle, you heard the last show, and it sounds like Mr. Every Night was trying to get on Team Chrissy then, but we ain't gonna talk about that in this
Uh,
episode.
oh, that's what that is.
Mm.
Wait, what do you
Gotcha.
mean? That's who that is.
What? Uh-huh.
Gotcha. I was
Because you was
That's
listening
asking
to
way too many questions that day.
yes. Oh, Mr.
Right.
Questionnaire. Oh, that's Mr. Questionnaire. Got
Hmm.
you. Got you.
Cool.
Okay.
I wasn't even drunk. I was at work.
That was just sober. Oh man, so when you
Right.
drunk, you really off the chain.
Yeah, and I was in the church.
Oh,
Right.
oh, oh,
He sinned all the way that day.
Bro,
oh. Let me
I
give you a
can't help
couple
it.
Hail Marys. And why don't you
Bro,
drink that communion wine?
I'm surprised I ain't burned up while I was in that church.
I'm surprised you didn't either. Mm-mm.
Baby, listen here.
I'm surprised they
Listen
missed
here.
me at that church.
Oh gosh.
So let me ask you this question, Mr. Everynight.
Yeah.
If you suspect that your woman is cheating, why don't you do something about it?
Oh,
Like most men don't. They just like, oh, I think she's cheating, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do me versus trying to confront the situation.
I tried to confront it, but she denied, and so I had to go be Mr. Every Night elsewhere.
So he was every night, every night.
Yeah.
Right. On all days that end in Y.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even some days.
All right, I'm back. I'm
So
back.
you
I'm
was
back.
25-8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't.
he was Mr. Every Day and every night. Okay.
Right, right, right.
What did I walk back into?
Sorry, we were trying to understand where the name came from with his hoisms. But
Oh,
Oh, wow.
boop, boop.
Okay, I guess he's a slut. He's a hoe. He's a freak. Got a different girl every day of the week.
i.e. why he's Mr. Every Night. There we go.
Right, right, right,
All
right.
right. Hey, run with it every night. Run with it.
Word. I just walk slowly with it. Gotta take your time.
All right. So as I stepped away to go handle some business real quick, we ain't gonna talk about that. But I
Been
you know
cool.
I thought about a situation where I guess you could say the person I was dealing with, her behavior could have driven me to cheat, but I didn't.
Hmm.
You know, and I thought about the reasons why, and the main one was because she was older than me and she was well accomplished in her life. So then I think to myself, was I intimidated by her? You know what I'm saying? Like, because at
I
that
don't.
point in time, I was younger, I didn't have much going for myself, and she didn't always make time for me. And it got to the point where I was just coming over on Friday nights after work, banging it out, and she wouldn't even let me stay over.
Oh, you was a sugar
Oh,
baby.
you was just a side piece.
You was
Yeah,
a
you
sugar baby.
sad.
Possible.
Oh,
It's possible.
did she buy you stuff?
Nah, I never. I got to that point where I don't accept gifts from back when I was single. I wouldn't accept gifts from no women. Always comes with
You was just her
attachments and
toy.
consequences.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. I
you
think
was
I
her
was just a
toy.
boy toy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What?
but I never stepped out on her. Like I just I cherished her. I thought I treated her like she was a gem. You know what I'm saying?
What's her nationality?
Black black chick. You know. But like I
So
said, she
at
was well
any
accomplished, huh?
right, so at any point in time, did y'all have the actual discussion to say you were in a relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what did she say? Did she say that y'all was in a relationship?
She
Because it seems
all
like
right.
she felt as though maybe y'all wasn't, and you thinking y'all are.
Here's the thing, right?
Right.
I'll tell you like this. With me, it's very rare for me to actually approach a female for a relationship. Like I could like a girl and continue seeing her and fucking going out on dates and never ever bring up that topic. She was the one that brought it up to me. She was like, "What are we? What are we doing here?" So I was like, "Well, you tell me what's on your mind." She was like, "Well, I'm not the type of person that just see somebody and just fuck on them and that's it." So I was like, "So what are you saying?" She was like, she wanted a relationship. So I was like, "All right, cool, I could do that." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like didn't quite understand what went wrong. Maybe because I know the pipe. I was laying the pipe down something crazy. I was laying my murder game flat back then. You know, could nobody tell me shit about shit. Word up, my back did not
Deacon.
know how to break. I kept going, baby. Shit.
Didn't I say this damn TMI?
Hey,
He said all that just to say that he lasted 3 minutes instead of two. But go on.
hey, listen. If you could bust it out the frame in 3 minutes, then you doing Mission Impossible on a regular. You that man, and I was that man.
What was the age gap? What was the age difference?
Well, the age difference, I want
Uh,
to say, was probably about 5 years. At that point, I was 26, and she was, I want to say, 32, 33.
he's lying. She's
Okay.
55.
Nah.
Yeah, see, honestly, I was thinking he was going to say 20 years, the way you were
Right.
describing her.
Yeah, that's
But see, you gotta
mm,
understand, I was still on my upcoming. You know what I'm saying? I was still building myself to who I would eventually become. You know, at that point, I was still running around the streets being a knucklehead. Because remember, us men, we mature a little later than you women. So even though I was 26, I still had the mindset of a 19-year-old.
Okay, so here's the question though. She was 5 years older than you, but what was her situation prior to you two dating? Was she previously married or living with a dude, long-term relationship, that sort of thing?
I want to say maybe about, let's see, because she had a son. The boy was about 3 or 4. So I want to say like maybe 4 years before that, she was with somebody, living with that person, moved out, got her own place. You know, like I said, in my eyes, she was well accomplished because
Hmm.
she had like several degrees and shit like that. You know,
Okay.
she was somebody in her field.
Okay, so and I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm not trying to,
Eh,
come up with excuses for her.
Nah, come with it. I don't care. That's so
But
long ago.
right, so she had previously been living with, I'm assuming, the baby daddy.
Hmm.
They broke up. She got her own place. Yes, she may want to still have the relationship because that's maybe the behavior that's instilled in her,
Yeah,
but she
security.
wants it on her terms. So it's gonna be you're only coming over on Friday night to bang it out, and then you go home to your place because she likes her space. She likes to, be alone. I can admit when I got divorced, oh, I was on my whole 101. Like, we can date. I can see you. You can come, bang it out. You got to go though. Like, there ain't no sleeping over. There ain't
Well,
no sleeping. Staying the night. There's none of that.
I'll tell you one of the reasons why she used to send me home is because she had her son, and her son used to crawl on her bed at a certain time, and she didn't want him crawling in the bed when I was, butt ass naked in the bed.
naked
Because there
and
were
afraid.
times
Hmm.
when I did stay the night, but that was usually when he was with his father. You know what I'm saying? To which we actually did have a incident behind that situation where, the father was supposed to bring the son home back on a Sunday, brought him back on a Saturday, mad early, and she told me to stay in her room. Meanwhile, the boy comes running up in the room because he want to play with his toys on her floor, and he sees me and backs out. Mind you, the kid knew who I was, but he just didn't like me because I'm not daddy. Backs out the
Daddy.
room, run
Hmm.
to his father, is like, "There's somebody in my mommy's room." Here's
Oh, and
where,
put you on blast.
yeah, and here's where it
Wow.
got me fucked up because she lived in co-op. Now there was a long hallway to get to her room, the master room. This dude walked all the way into the room, looks at me. He's like, "Oh, it's just him. What up, man?" And I'm saying to myself, "I don't even know you."
What?
And I'm like, "Why are
Wow.
you
Oh yeah,
comfortable walking up in her bedroom like this?" So
cause she
yeah,
had major talks about you.
I had
Word.
questions about that. You know what I'm saying?
And he knew what you look like.
Right.
Yeah, she had
Right.
major talks about you.
Ooh.
She probably was sleeping with him still and telling him like, yeah, this is who I'm doing now and
Right.
such. And yeah,
Right. It's
yeah.
possible. I put nothing past
Lucky,
anybody. What
you
you say
lucky
every
he
night?
came in. You lucky he came in like, oh, it's just him. He could have been, what the fuck, cuz?
Oh, I was ready for the battle. And mind you, I'm bigger than homeboy, so he got tossed up,
Oh,
and when nobody gonna stop me up in there, 'cause I was I would have fucked everybody up and dipped off. ran up in her purse and
Boy.
tipped
So wait a
off.
minute.
That
I'm sorry. I need details. So were you like laid up in the bed in your boxes when
no,
he came in
I
the
was
room, or
dressed.
were
I was
you
But
dressed
dressed?
at that point.
he's
I was
butt
dressed.
ass. He was
So
fully
okay.
naked.
So okay, yeah. She may have some point said you was just a friend, and because you were fully dressed, his dumbass probably believed it.
But that's on him.
Yeah.
That's
He
on him.
he he was definitely the talk in their
Oh
conversations.
yeah.
Definitely.
At some point you text her and he was there and he was like, yo, who this? So
Yep.
And then she showed us, it's him. That's him.
Hey,
Oh, that's the homie.
it's
Word,
possible.
right. Oh no.
Possible.
word. That's my gay friend. Oh, it's just him.
Mm-mm, no,
Hey,
it's the infamous statement. That's my friend. He's like a brother.
This, oh yeah. I'm just
I
tutoring him.
swear.
I'm just tutoring him.
And let me just say it to the audience.
yes,
This man
please
is
put
my
that
brother.
disclaimer out there.
Yes, he is real, my real brother. We ain't never smashed, none of that. I might went after his homies, but him, no, he was off limits at all times. Okay.
See, every night you're not safe.
I see.
Oh no, you definitely safe, fool. You definitely safe. Mm-mm.
Wow. Yes, sir. Don't front on every night. I'm telling you, he gonna get you one day. He gonna
No, you're
catch you.
not.
He gonna
That's why he's
catch
still
you.
sitting in that church. Nope, he surely won't.
Boy.
I'm
No,
just
I'm not in the church no more. I'm not in the church no more.
Yeah, because they kicked you out. But all right.
because he's a sinner, born sinner. That's what's up. So
Chrissy, don't hurt him.
let's get
He's
this
not ready.
talking to something a
Oh
little
shit.
more
I might
salacious.
have to
The
stretch
whole
out.
topic kind of died a little bit. Unless anybody else want to add to the topic. No.
Well, okay, I'm gonna ask you the question I asked every night. So
Okay.
if you already have an inkling that your woman is cheating,
hmm
why would you choose to just let it slide and let it keep going on and not confront it?
Why would are you saying should there be a reason why I would? Because I wouldn't.
So if you think your girl's cheating, you're just gonna be like, all right, whatever, and you're gonna do you, or you're gonna
Well,
confront her on it.
I'm not gonna go off of just hunches and thoughts. I need solid proof. So if I get solid proof that that's going on, then I'm gonna have a talk, but it's gonna be more or less like, listen, I found out you did this. I have this proof, and I think we should just call it quits. It makes no sense to continue on with this if that's the case, because clearly I'm not making you happy. You're not happy with me, so why are we playing ourselves? Why are we
Okay,
continuing to do
so
this dance?
we already kind of established women are detectives.
Right?
A lot of guys aren't,
No, we're not.
but I have to say this, and I hope the fellas that are listening take notes. If your
Relax and
woman
take
all
notes.
if your woman all of a sudden comes home and starts doing some new shit to you in the bedroom that she's never done to you before, is because she's doing it somewhere else.
She done figured out how to split the middle.
I mean, but what if she took a class? What if she started watching porn and shit?
Is she watching porn
Did
with
she?
you?
Right. I was about to say that. Was it with you?
Does it have to be? I mean, shit. My lady want to watch porn. I don't feel no kind of ways about that.
Okay, and that's fine. We all partake in whatever we like to do. But if all of a sudden, she went from being Miss Missionary only to, oh, I want to ride you reverse cowgirl style and, deep throat you and suck your balls at the same time. And she has never done any of
Done
that.
that right. If she went from
Still, he
timid
clapping. I hate
to
him.
if she went from timid to Cardi B in instant,
Right.
something up.
I mean, she learned it somewhere else.
That she
It's
wa-
not some
What if
daddy.
she had a
I saw this
hidden?
on porn, and I want to try this out on you.
What if she had a latent ability that she just needed a spark to turn it on and let it loose?
I mean, if she
These
had
are
the spark that makes
possibilities.
that loose, yes, that is a
Yeah.
possibility, but it's not going to be her, acing that test on the first round.
Right. She's gonna get coached a little. while she's
Right.
doing what she's do. But if she come out and you in the bed and she come in and she do a flip and land on your dick and just ride you, yeah, she done did that someplace else.
Shit.
She learned it and she practiced. Practice makes perfect. And she
I
wasn't
was
practicing
just
on
about
you.
see, ding ding.
So wait,
That's crazy.
L, you can do a flip and land on a dick.
Sit and spin,
Word.
I,
baby.
I
Sit
I
and
can't
spin.
flip, not anymore. I can't flip. I was in a car accident and playing ball, so I can't flip.
So it's like
But
what, like a little roll now, tumble or something.
no, I can stand on my head if I need to.
Oh,
What?
hey,
What?
hey.
Yes, bitch. Yes.
If I need to. But a lot of times it got to be that person to bring it out. Like you said, some people can bring it out, but and you can't bring it out on the first try with everybody because
Mm-mm.
then they lose their damn
I
mind.
mean,
And
at
You
that
got to get
point,
50% the first
hold
few
on, hold
times.
on,
yeah,
hold on,
like
hold on.
if I'm
So,
giving
so
all
if
of
you
this
bringing
and
out
you
new
giving
tricks,
nothing,
wouldn't that make that man now think that you may have learned that elsewhere? I'm
no,
just using your words
Mm,
no,
against you in a
yeah,
sense. No?
not extreme new tricks.
right, not nothing out the crate, but if it's something brand new and I'm like, yo, hey babe, let's try this. Oh, 9 times out of 10, he's gunning for it. He's like,
All
oh
right,
yeah, let's do it.
so Chrissy said you got to come at it 50%, right? So
In the
since
beginning, absolutely.
all
We
right,
don't want stalkers.
give me a rundown of what 50% would be if it's not 100.
Me?
Either
Okay.
one of you, either one of you.
Word.
Well, I could tell you the things that won't be 50%. Anal.
Woo!
That's
Listen,
definitely
listen,
that's definitely not
bruh,
on the 50% list. You know,
bruh.
I'm sorry, we're not doing no money shots. We're not doing no golden showers. You know, don't think I'm swallowing your load. We're not
No,
doing none of that
mm-mm,
shit on no 100%.
no,
But
no.
what is the 50? That's what I want to know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You still get
But
some
wait, hold
positions
on, hold
in
on.
there.
I want to know what the 50 is,
I'm
so
telling
that when
you,
the
don't stop
100
interrupting me.
comes, hold up. Let me. I want the audience to know, because the 50%, I want to know what that is as it slides into the 100%. That's not going to lead said man to think that you stepped out and learned this elsewhere. Go.
Oh, do you want to answer him? I can't right now with my brother. He's gonna be
Um,
looking at me all types of differently in the morning.
Ain't gonna change nothing.
well, you started it. You said it. The 50% with the anal and the money showers and all that. Yeah, we not doing none of that.
All right.
Um, but I mean, it all depends on the situation. It all depends on the situation and who you with. Like a lot of times you gotta know that person. Sometimes you may not know that person, but for me,
You be
I
fucking
might know the
strangers.
person. I might know what they like to do, what positions they like. So I might try something with them.
Okay.
But that's because I know what they like. Now, if it's somebody brand new, like I said, I'm not trying nothing brand new with somebody because that's how you get stalkers. But if it's somebody I know, somebody I'm dealing with, my man or something, and I'm like, yo, boo, like, yo, let me put my head on the edge of the bed and, get me like that from the back. And he's like, yeah, yeah, we did something like that before. I'm like, yeah, but I fell over. So let's try this again. So, you gotta work it up. You gotta work it up. I'm not Slim Jim anymore. So
Don't
it all
don't don't even
depends.
go into that. Don't let the size fool you because big bitches are flexible. Hello, I'm one of
Oh
them.
no,
So
I'm not saying that. No, no. Oh no. I'm freaking 5'9.5". I got legs for days. Let's not play that.
yep.
Hey, cheers to that.
Legs for days. Hips, ass, thighs is on deck here. We
Prove it.
know this, sister.
Freaking security detail
Wait.
every time I go out with this
Was
That's
hoe.
that every night? Was
right.
that every night?
Let us see.
Oh, they want to see. See, you opened up your mouth. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Look
you.
at wait. Hold on.
Oh
Hold on.
shit! I needed popcorn. Where's my
Dooms,
popcorn?
dooms, 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 dooms.
Make the booty
Hey,
clap while you're there. Make it clap. Make it
Word.
clap.
hey.
Hey, 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 hey.
Y'all
Don't
got it
do that.
feeling like a Friday night up in here.
Word.
What? 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 What?
You look
Stop
too cute.
playing. Stop
Oh
playing.
damn.
Stop
Hey, Chrissy,
playing.
why she ain't never
Stop
been to your
playing.
Thanksgivings? Like, what's going
She was last year. You missed her.
Christy,
Oh,
it's your
really?
turn.
Oh,
Sorry,
you
I'm
already.
I'm wearing a lot less than she is, and we're not doing that. But
Chrissy gonna get put on punishment.
I'm in a sarong only. That's it. All right. So back to your original question. What's 50%, right?
Yeah.
So 50%.
But
Let
again,
let's.
but again, but again, I just need to
Mhm.
correct it. 50%, that's not gonna lead said guy to think that you're cheating once you get to
Sure.
100%.
Okay, so we have to cover the basics. Okay, so we have to cover missionary. We have to cover doggy style. We have to cover, you know, a girl riding. We may throw some reverse cowgirl in there. You know, you we must we must be able to, how do I put this nicely? If there is a nice way to put it,
So
fuck
what?
it.
There isn't.
We
Comfortable.
Yeah. So we must be able to do the different degrees of giving you head,
Okay.
because I'm sorry, not everybody deserves to be deep throat.
Bingo. Some people can't even get to the deep throat.
Some dudes don't have enough dick to be deep throat. But anyway, um we have to fake gag on and make you feel better. You know,
Yes.
something simple as, okay, let's just say, I'm gonna use Mr. Every Night for an example because I can't use you, J-Steed, because you're my brother and that's just gross. Um, let's just say him and I had these conversations where he may be into some S&M. All right, I may let you tie me up, using some ribbon or whatever, but it's not going to be that extreme bondage. You're not going to break out the rope. You're not going to break out the whips, the flogs. None of that. That has to progress. It's the 50% is ultimately giving the basics to try to figure out where you at and where we at in terms of our chemistry, and then building upon it. But in giving the basics, if I have a lot of ass. It's well known. It
Two
can be seen
chairs.
all day. Um,
I didn't see it.
you're not worthy. But
She
anyway,
got,
Jesus
oh, she
Christ.
got ass for days. Jesus.
you know, it becomes something where it's like, all right, even when it comes to doggy style, like there is basic doggy style and there's me clapping on the dick. There's me, where I'm running the doggy style session itself, where you just gonna be standing there. You don't have to move because I'm doing the whole damn thing. You know, it varies. So you have to kind of start off with the basics. That's that 50% level, because I feel that any woman that's giving less than that, she ain't really trying to fuck with you at all. She's just doing it because you're a bucket list item. And yes, we do have those. And then working your way up. But it's a big difference between, all right, let's say we fucking, I never wanted to ride you. And then one night you come in, I'm like, all right, let's get it in. And here I am doing a whole sit and spin on your dick, and I want to ride you in my ass and all the rest of that. You'll be like, whoa, whoa,
Uh,
whoa, where the fuck that come from? That's extreme.
okay, all right. But again, how does that lead him to not think that you stepped out? Your words, of course.
If it's a gradual increase in things, there's no reason to think that I'm stepping out. Now, as we're getting more comfortable with each other, so we're trying other things. Versus on Monday, I'm being plain Jane and being missionary girl, and on Tuesday, I'm doing all sorts of helicopter shits and I'm hanging from the ceiling and everything else. It's too extreme.
Man, what fucking ceiling you hanging from with them two chairs ass booty? Get the fuck out of here.
I'm sorry. There's things you don't know about your sister, okay? But anyway,
Oh,
Ew.
okay.
Ew.
Basically told me to shut the fuck up.
pretty much.
But that's all right, because we can talk like that here on Rat Pack Media. Ain't no problems. No problems. No problems at all. So, L, We already
Yes,
discussed
it
this topic with Chrissy. So, sister
Oh
wives, yes
God.
or no?
She heard the
I'm
show, by the
stingy.
way.
Right. I'm stingy.
Really? So, no
I'm
sharing, no
very I'm
threesomes, none of that?
no. I've been asked
Have you
and
ever had
no.
one?
No.
Well, I guess that fell flat really quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Never had one. Didn't desire like people have asked me and I'm like, yeah, if it's two men, they like, no, 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 I don't want that.
No,
Well,
no,
mm,
no,
See, but
no.
what's the problem? Y'all want another chick, but y'all won't give us another dude. What's the problem?
and that's that. Hey, come on,
All right,
Chris,
all
and
right,
step
all
up
right.
to the
What's
mic.
the problem?
Oh, I got this. I got this.
Go ahead.
He never crossed the streams.
Well, somebody got to bust some ghosts because it's not going to be two women up in this bed.
All right, but let me ask. When you say two men and one woman, what do you mean? Like a sexual situation, or are we talking relationship?
Talk about that sandwich, that rotisserie.
um, I at the time I thought about having two men in a sexual way. There's times now where I thought about having two men as in a relationship, a polyamorous relationship, but
Okay.
it's thoughts. You
All right.
know,
So
a lot
so
of
so
times
let's
it's just thoughts and things like
let's
that.
go back to the sexual situation. In that situation, are you considering that a threesome?
Yeah, it's a threesome, but
You
it's
think
on
so?
my
It's
it's
three
See,
on my
people
terms.
involved. It's
hold
a
on, hold on, hold
threesome.
Right.
on, hold on,
Uno,
hold
dos,
on,
tres.
hold on. See, now I had this conversation with my homie English, and it was actually more of a group conversation, and he kind of put it into perspective. Whereas the common definition for a threesome means, yeah, three people involved, right? But that means the three people involved are actually all interacting with each other. Now, if you have two men and one woman, and they're only focusing on the woman at that point, it's actually just a train. If they're not engaging with one another, where it's that bisexual, homosexual kind of situation. So that's why I ask.
But that's like with some women, they don't want another woman to touch them.
Okay, and it's a
So
train. It's
is
still a
that
train.
it's a train?
It's a
Okay,
two
okay,
tunnel
it's still a
train.
train.
Yeah, it's a man
Okay.
and a guy.
So
Well, damn it,
how
it's gonna be some
mm,
trains running a whole lot of times because there's some heifers that's gonna be running a whole lot of trains out here.
Hey. Every night, got your Metro card?
right. Next stop, 59th Street, Columbus Circle. Okay. I
Just
mean, at
say
the end of the day, though, let's be real. Regardless if you want to define it as a train or define it as a threesome, you are interacting in
no,
the same in setting. You are.
no,
Let's be real
no,
about it. Just because you guys are
no.
not touching each other,
It's not a
The dudes
threesome.
are
you're
probably
It's a
interacting
train.
the dudes are
because you're
probably
all in
high
the same
fiving and shit.
situation.
It's
We
a
all
train.
in the same bed. We all together. We are just a big stew. We are
Dudes is
together.
not touching. If they're not touching, what did you call it earlier every night?
Huh?
Never mind.
Crossing the streams.
Oh
Nah,
yeah.
Yeah.
you call this something else. I forget. The rotisserie. It's a
Oh, the
rotisserie. It's
rotisserie.
a train.
Well, yeah, the rotisserie, the book ending, whatever it is,
The only time
that's
they
fine.
probably touch is probably the high five and
Even
fucking give
that,
back.
I'll be real
And they
with you.
probably
Back
won't
when I
even
was
look each other in
younger,
the eye because it'd get weird.
right? Back when I was
Okay, so
younger,
wait, what if
ain't
you
nobody give
so
high
wait,
fives.
I have to ask this question now. If you're a man and you say that you're going to get involved in this threesome or this train or whatever the case is, and the girl's a super freak and she's like, all right, well, I want to be DP'd. Are you down for it?
Uh, well, here's the thing, right? Now, it all depends, because when I was younger and we tried to run train on a girl and she wanted to get DP'd, uh, DP'd being one in the anal and one in the vagina.
Not anymore, but go on.
I get it, but I'm talking about the conventional definition of it. And when we attempted said maneuver, we
Hmm.
purposely held our balls to make sure that nobody's balls drip down to touch anybody else's balls. So therefore, there was no
Oh, no bobbling, no
physical
bobbling.
touching of any sorts. And then it just didn't really go down the way we tried to plan it, because with the stuff you see in the pornos, it's not that easy in real life.
Oh my goodness.
So
Yo,
yes, my
I
balls is not
can't.
touching nobody else's balls. It's just not happening, because I could have I could never look my homie in the eye or hang out with him again if that would have ever happened. And I will say we're still friends to this day, so ain't no balls touch. No balls is touching. No.
Okay, so whether it's the rotisserie or being DP'd, let me ask this question: are you guys using protection every
Of
time?
course. Yes. I will say the one time the protection probably came off was during head, but again, we're young, we're dumb, doing stupid shit, things we see up in the pornos. Freaking
Mm-hmm.
taking vodka and throwing it on our balls, talking about drink that off my balls, bitch. Stupid shit.
Would you kiss her?
Oh no. Oh no. I don't want to know what my homeboy tastes like. Fuck out of here. Here
Oh,
at Rat
oh,
Pack
oh.
Media, we don't do those things.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm just
Every
saying.
night you a little quiet over there. I'm questioning some of your antics.
I'm just listening to his story. I never even got that close.
Listen, man, I'll tell you no lies. I had wild 20s. And when I look back on it, I had a lot of legendary moments with the homies. And some of those homies are from the original Rat Pack Radio. So yeah, we did a lot of wild things back in our 20s. And you can see I got the grays to show that I've been through a lot of wars and battles.
Eh,
All right. So on the topic of the cheating with the significant other because of the behavior and all that stuff. I'm a little tipsy now, so it's gonna get interesting. So, do you guys have any final
Oh boy.
thoughts on that before, so we can wrap that topic up really quick?
My thought is pay attention to your spouse. If you don't, somebody else will.
Oh,
Um, it's definitely that. If you don't know, you need to ask because somebody else will drill her out and you'll be left out in the cold.
it sounds like you was about to kick a '90s rap. If you don't know, now you know. Every night,
nothing.
nothing. All right, so
Nothing.
I have to just say ditto on everything that's said across the board. With that being said, I am J-Steed, and he is.
Every night, the problem solver.
And our guests, our lovely guests, please state your names
El
again.
Boogie.
Hey,
Chrissy.
that was Rap Pack Media. That's a wrap. Good night.